Are you planning to make a move to Calgary in 2024 and want to know what the pros and cons of living in Calgary are? Well, in this video, I'm going to be sharing what people love and what people hate about living in Calgary. I have been selling real estate for over 30 years in Calgary, and I have also raised my family of 5 kids and 8 grandchildren here, so I do know a lot about the subject. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Dean Martin. I'm a real estate agent here in Calgary. And if you want to learn everything about living in Calgary, I do recommend that you subscribe to my channel and, of course, ring that bell. That way you get updated on my next new video. So without further ado, let's get started right after this. Okay, so let's start with what people love about living in Calgary. So, from my clients that are relocating to Calgary, the number one thing that I hear is that the affordability of homes here is much better from where they're coming from. Predominantly, the people that I work with are coming from Toronto or Vancouver, and these are much more expensive homes. And so, if we take a look at, for instance, Vancouver, detached homes are running over $2 million on average, and semi-detached are running $1.2 million. Apartments are over 800,000 on average. So in Toronto's numbers, let's take a look at those. Detached homes are 1.41 million. Semi-detached are just over a million. These are average prices. Apartments are running 682,000. All these numbers are as of January 1st, 2024. So Calgary, let's take a look at that. So a detached home on average in Calgary is 733,000. Semi-detached are 585,000, and apartments are running almost 314,000. So as you can see, buying a home in Calgary is much more affordable than some of these other larger cities in Canada. The second thing people love about living in Calgary is the amount of sunshine that we get. Calgary is the sunniest city in all of Canada, with an average of over 333 days of sunshine. If you take a look at our summers, the days are quite long. At the peak, I believe it's probably almost 11 p.m. before it actually sunsets. So the sunshine here is wonderful. Like, even in the middle of the winter, we have lots of sunny days. So if you love sunshine, you're going to love living in Calgary. The third reason that people love living in Calgary is that Calgary has many family-friendly, safe communities. When people reach out to me to relocate to Calgary, one of the things that I do is I recommend communities in their budget that are safe, and that's based on crime rate map that is available to everybody. So as you can see here, this map shows, based on different types of crimes. Again, there's ones that are more severe than others, and this really helps you as a home buyer determine what is best for you and your family. So number three is definitely Calgary has many family-friendly and safe communities to live in. So number four is Calgary has some great sports programs at the community level for kids that want to get into recreation level sports, as well as higher level and competitive sports. And these are in baseball, soccer, and hockey in the winter. So if you have kids in sports, you're going to definitely love living in Calgary. So the fifth thing that I have that people love in Calgary is that there are some recreation that is very unique to Calgary. We have COP, which is Canadian Olympic Park, and this is actually where you can ski right within the city limits. COP was developed in the 1988 Winter Olympics, and Calgary's had the benefit of having this ski hill right in the city limits. So if you want to learn how to ski and want to, take half a day of skiing after work, definitely this is something that a lot of the Calgarians love about living in Calgary. Calgary has some really great urban natural parks. One of them is called Fish Creek Park. This is the second largest urban provincial park in Canada, and it's actually located in the southern part of Calgary. Fish Creek flows throughout the whole length of the park, and it also has over 100 kilometers of trails. It also has a man-made lake that has public swimming in it, and it's popular again for people that love hiking and biking, as well as picnicking, swimming. There's fishing, and of course, you're going to be able to observe wildlife. Another very large park is Nose Hill Park, which is up in the north central part of Calgary. This park is the fourth largest municipal urban park in Canada. It's over 11 square kilometers, and it has a ton of trails for hiking and biking. If you have a dog, there's off-leash dog areas as well, and there's lots of wildlife to see as well. Another very popular park is Bowness Park. Bowness Park is along the Bow River, and it actually has a shallow lagoon, which is popular for paddle boating in the summer and ice skating in the winter. The park also has a wading pool, boat rentals, and a children's train ride. Bowness Park is one of our family favorites. Then there's Princess Island Park, which is a highly used park, which is just outside of downtown Calgary. It holds many large events throughout the year, including Canada Day celebration and Calgary Folk Festival. So if you're into biking, you're going to love a very unique thing that is in Calgary. Calgary has the most extensive urban pathway and bikeway network in North America. There is literally thousands of kilometers of pathways throughout the entire city. Here's a map to give you an idea of really how extensive this network is. One of the other things people love about Calgary is Calgary has some unique entertainment options for your family. There is a place called Callaway Park, and this is Western Canada's largest outdoor family amusement park. It has 32 family-friendly rides. It's high-energy entertainment. Of course, it has all the foods and treats that you expect at an amusement park. So it really has something for everyone. Our family loves going there. We usually get a pass for my daughter, and that way she can hang out there with her friends several times throughout the year. Calgary has a zoo, so the Calgary Zoo is a fun place for families to hang out for the day, and we have penguins, and our most recent addition to the zoo is a polar bear. So if you're into zoos, you're going to love the Calgary Zoo. We have TELUS Sparks Science Center. And so this is a science museum with interactive exhibits, multimedia presentations, and educational demonstrations. There's Heritage Park, and this is a historical village, and it's on 127 acres of parkland on the banks of Glenmore Reservoir. And this is in the city southwest part of Calgary. And we love going there as well. You can spend the afternoon there. There's lots of things to see. There's food, there's rides, and again, just a great place to learn our history and heritage. For those of you that have children in school, you're going to love to know that Calgary ranks very high in world standings. Here's a recent publication that ranks Alberta schools, which of course Calgary's part of, second for reading and science, and seventh for math. Now, this is only one publication. There are many ways to take a look at schools. My wife is a principal here in the city and has been a public educator for her entire career. And one of the things that I can offer you is some maybe insight if you contact me directly about the schools in Calgary, and I'd be happy to do that for you. So the next thing that people love about living in Calgary, and which is one of my favorites, is we are very close to the Rocky Mountains. It's about an hour drive, and you're going to be in one of the most spectacular places in the entire world. People fly in from all around the world to come and take in the Rocky Mountains. And we're, again, about an hour drive to Banff. Banff is this iconic town where, again, you're surrounded by mountains, you have fresh air, there's wildlife everywhere. And if you're into like hiking or biking, fishing, boating, skiing, there's world-class skiing in the wintertime. So the little town that they have there is it's a lot of fun. You can walk down. There's all sorts of shops, and it's just a lot of fun to hang out in Banff for the day. They have a hot springs there. There's the Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel. This is like a castle in the mountains. We stayed there a few times, and just really a lot of fun, and it has a lot of character and a lot of history. So if you love hiking and fresh air, you definitely want to visit the Banff, and not only Banff, but on the way to Banff, there's Canmore and Kananaskis country. We go camping there every year, and so again, just a really nice place to go visit, either for a day or for a few days. And it's something that's loved by a lot of Calgarians. And people love Calgary's strong economy. We're attracting all sorts of people from different parts of the world, but also different parts of Canada. And our economy is very, very strong here. We're not just oil and gas anymore. So we have some emerging sectors that are doing excellent. So our diversification is much better than it has ever been. So we have, as you can see, aerospace, agribusiness, creative industries, energy and environment, financial services, digital media and entertainment, life sciences, technology, and transportation and logistics. So as you can see, there are several things that people love about Calgary. So now let's take a look at the things that people hate about living in Calgary. This isn't a perfect city, that's for sure. It's a large city, it's growing fast, and so there's going to be some negative things that are going to be happening. And so probably the one that a lot of people hear about right now is the LRT. Our LRT is now experiencing some safety issues with homeless people who are choosing to do drugs and cause mischief at the LRT stations. The City of Calgary has just introduced a public safety strategy to increase the safety. That includes increased uniform and non-uniform staff and peace officers, plus police presence on the LRT. This is definitely a growing pain for Calgary, and it is getting dealt with. So another thing that some people hate about living in Calgary is that Calgary is called urban sprawl. And what that means is that Calgary is spread out over a large area for the amount of population that we have. So the walkability of getting to shopping and different things is not as good as some of the other cities or larger cities in Canada. So if you do need to get around, most people need a car just because of the time restraints of taking our public transportation. Another thing that people hate about living in Calgary, or some people, is that our weather changes very quickly here. We are so close to the mountains, and that's one of the things that can happen is weather can go from, let's say, minus 30 degrees, and then within a few hours be into the plus digits. So the reason that is that there's a thing called a Chinook, and we get these in the wintertime. And these Chinooks are a Chinook wind that comes over the mountains from the west and then comes into the city. And literally in just a few hours, the change of weather can go from into like minus 30 all the way into single digits of plus degree weather. So now this can cause some people headaches. My wife gets these, so she can usually tell when a Chinook is coming in. And again, she just gets a headache from that. So that's a bit of a negative, but the positive side of that is, hey, we're going to have, instead of having minus 30 or minus 20 degree weather, all of a sudden we're into the plus figures. Another thing to keep in mind is that Calgary winters, for the most part, I would say over 90%, are very mild. So again, that would be, let's say, -2 or -5 degrees. And again, it'll go down maybe to -20 for a few days, and then go back up to, and get a Chinook and go back up to +5. And actually, in the past week or so here, we're even experiencing up to +15 degrees. So anyway, so Calgary winters aren't as bad as a lot of people say. And personally, I don't mind them. I visited, other places like Toronto, where a -20 with the humidity feels a lot colder than, let's say, a -30 here. Another thing that Calgarians hate about living here is our summer hailstorms. Every year we can expect to get hailstorms, and then some of these will actually create hailstones that are normally like a pea size, but they can go up and grow up into a grapefruit size. So, which is crazy, as you can imagine, that the amount of property damage that that can create. And that is something that happens on a regular basis in Calgary, is these hailstorms. So it's really important to, if you are, if you own a vehicle or a home, you want to have proper insurance for that, because it is covered by insurance. And now, it doesn't happen all the time and everywhere, but it could happen anywhere and at any time, if that makes sense. So in my all of my time living in Calgary, I've only ever had two claims, and both of them were for my vehicles. One was a car, and one was an RV. So it's just important to know that it does happen, and just make sure you have proper insurance. So another thing that people hate, or people with children in school hate about Calgary right now, is that because of our fast growth, there's a challenge with schools being overcrowded. Just with so many people coming into Calgary, and there's just not enough schools, the classroom sizes are quite large. So another challenge too is that if you want your child to go to school within your community, sometimes that's not going to work out as well, and your child will be bused to a different community that has a school. So one of the things that I offer my clients is that if it's important to you and your family to have your children attend school in the community that you live in, you definitely want to kind of filter those out. And so that's one of the things that I offer my clients. So if that's important to you, I do recommend reaching out to me. These are some of the things that we discuss, and I set up custom searches to find homes in these communities that have school within walking distance for your children. And so another thing that many people hate about Calgary is that Calgary real estate and rent is going up. And since, as you can see on this chart, since 2021, we've seen a steady increase in house prices. And again, this is everything to do with the supply and demand. And because so many people are moving to Calgary, so the demand is extremely high. Also, our supply is very low. So there's a huge shortage across Canada. It's not only Calgary, but all of Canada. Together with the demand and the supply issue, house prices in Calgary are going up. And I predict that they'll continue to go up, just because, again, our pricing for a large city that has lots of opportunity is much cheaper than the other large cities like Toronto and Vancouver in Canada. As you can see, there's a lot more things to love about Calgary than hate. And so if you're thinking about moving to Calgary and want some help on finding a home that you want to buy that fits your family's requirements and your budget, feel free to give me a call. This is what I do. And all my contact information is in the description below. You can email me, call me, send me a WhatsApp, text message, whatever works best for you. Please reach out. That way we can discuss finding the best home, again, for you and your family. So once again, I appreciate you watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you like the information, of course, give me a like. So again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.